Good morning, students. Welcome to this session. In today's session, we will study about the requirements, that is requirements of and different types of tariff method and what is the effect of plant type on the rate. Okay. So what is first we will discuss about the what is the tariffs. Okay. So tariff, it is the energy element. So we know that rates, whatever the rates are there, they are different methods of charging the consumers for the consumption of electricity. So we know that for our state, Maharashtra state, then same UP state. So whatever the tariffs are there, that is the charges for electricity consumption, it is different. And this is desirable to charge the consumer according to the maximum demand and the energy consumed. So it is in kilowatt hour. So you can see that maximum demand, it should be in kilowatt, and energy consumed, it is in kilowatt hour. And the tariff chosen, it should recover the fixed cost, then operating cost, and the profit, etc., which is incurred in the generating the electric energy. Okay, so tariff, whatever the companies, they will charge based on that, whatever their fixed cost is there, their operating cost, all that can be recovered easily. So because if there is some profit is there to the company, then only they can give the salaries and all those things to their employees. Okay, so what are the requirements of the tariff? So tariff, it should be easier to understand. Okay, it should be easier to understand. Then it should provide low rates for high consumption. That is that it should, whatever the procedure is there, the understand the tariff, it should not be difficult. Then low rates should be there for high consumption. Then it should encourage the consumers having high load factors. Okay, like in for the industry and all, some concession can be given to them. Then it should take into account maximum demand charges and energy charges. So we have to consider the maximum demand and energy charges. Then it should provide less charges for power connections than for lighting. Okay, so what are the power connections are there, that is that will be less, and what are the lighting is there, so it will be little bit high. And it should avoid the complication of separate wiring and metering section. So metering and wiring section, it should be done very correctly. Okay, if we see what are the different types of tariffs. So first one is the flat demand rate tariff method. Then second one is straight line meter. Then third one is step meter rate. Fourth one is block rate tariff. Then fifth is the two-part, and sixth one is the three-part tariff method. So what are the all these tariff methods are there, that is flat demand rate to three-part tariff method. So this can be derived from this general equation. So we are having this general equation, that is y is equal to dx plus ez plus c. What is y here? Y is the total amount. Okay, y is the total amount of bill for the period, and d is the rate per kilowatt of maximum demand. Okay, so it is the rate for the maximum demand, and it will be per kilowatt. And what is the x? Okay, so d is multiplied with the x. You can see here d multiplied with the x, and x is what? It is the maximum demand, and it is in kilowatt. It is in kilowatt. Then what is e? E is equal to energy rate, and it is in terms of kilowatt. And z is the energy consumed in kilowatt hour during that given period. Okay, so you can see here e multiplied by z. So e is for the energy rate, and z is for the energy consumption, and d, you can see d is for the maximum demand. Okay, and x is for the maximum demand, and d is for the rate per kilowatt for maximum demand. And c, what will be c? C will be the constant amount which is charged from the consumer during each billing period. Okay, so that will be charged, that will be the constant. Okay, so that much certain amount will be charged by the consumers. Then let us see what is the flat demand rate. Okay, so it is based on the number of lamps installed and fixed number of hours of use per month or per year, and the rate is expressed in terms of price per lamp or price per unit of demand, that will be in terms of kilowatt of the consumers. Okay, so this energy rate, it eliminates the use of the metering equipment. So here we will be not using the metering equipment for flat demand rate, and we can see how the graph here, that is for the total cost with respect to the energy consumption. We know that what is total cost, it is the Y, and energy consumed, it is the Z. So we can see here directly Y is related to the Z. Okay, so here we can have the X is what X is the, see what is X is the maximum demand, it is in terms of kilowatt. Okay, so depending on X is equal to 1 2, so the whatever the cost is there, it will be same. Then comes the straight line method. Okay, so here what happens, here the energy rate, the amount to be charged from the consumer, the energy rate and the amount to be charged from the consumer, it depends upon the energy consumed, which is in terms of kilowatt hour. Okay, and it is recorded by means of kilovolt kilowatt hour meter. Okay, so and we can write it as Y is equal to EZ. Y is what, it is the total cost. Okay, and E is for the energy consumption. So this rate, what are the straight line meter rate, it is suffers from the drawback that consumer using no energy will not pay any amount, although he has incurred some expense to the power station due to its readiness to serve him. And this is the first drawback. Okay, that is consumer who is not using the any energy, so he will not pay any money. Okay, and second thing is that since the rate per kilowatt hour is fixed, and this tariff, it does not encourage the consumer to use more power. Okay, suppose if any consumer he has having the more power, so since it is having the fixed rate, so they can't be able to use this power. Then third one is the step meter rate. Okay, so according to this tariff, charge for the energy consumption, it goes down as the energy consumption becomes more. Okay, so if I increase this energy consumption, so the charges will go down. Okay, so this we can write it as Y is equal to EZ. Okay, and you can see here, so Z, it will be lying between 0 to A. And here what we can say, E1 E2 are the energy rate, which is in kilowatt hour. Okay, and what is the ABC? ABC are the limits of the energy consumption. And Z will be the what? It will be the energy consumed, which is in terms of kilowatt. Okay, so all this is depending on that general equation, that is total cost Y is equal to dx plus Ez plus C. Then fourth one is the block tariff. Okay, so based on according to this tariff, there is a certain price per units, that is in terms of kilowatt hour, and it is charged for all or any part of the block of each unit and for the succeeding blocks of energy, and the corresponding unit charges will decrease. Okay, so here this block rate tariff, we can use it for the single unit, like then we can use for the block of the unit. So this will be very useful, and it is expressed in this way, that is Y is equal to E1 Z1 and E2 Z2 plus E3 Z3 and E4 Z4, so on. So that is what are the like individual price per unit is there, then price block of unit, so that will be adding correspondingly. Okay, so here what we can say, E1 E2, they are the unit energy charges for energy blocks of the magnitude, that is Z, Z1 Z2 etc. So here we can see that is different types of that block rate tariff method. Okay, that is total cost with respect to energy consumed. So here the cost will be goes on increasing as the energy consumption is there. And here this is the cost per unit. Okay, if you see cost per unit, And if we see the energy consumed, so what happens, cost per unit, it will goes on decreasing as the energy consumption increases. Okay. Then there are this fifth and sixth method, that is two-part tariff method. So this we can call it as Hopkinson demand rate method. In this tariff, the total charges are based on the maximum demand and the energy consumed. So it is expressed as y is equal to d into x plus ez. So this two-part, that is we are using two-part means that is we will be using both energy and power consumption. Okay, so that's why here it will be having the, that is maximum demand is x, and here the energy consumption is z. Okay, and a separate meter is required to record the maximum demand, since this tariff method is used for the industrial loads. Then that is three-part tariff method is there. So this we also call it as the Doherty rate method. Okay, so in this tariff method, what happens, the customer pays some fixed amount in addition to the charges for the maximum demand and the energy consumed, and the fixed amount to be charged depends upon the occasional increase in fuel price, then rise in wages of the labor, etc. And it is expressed by this equation, that is our general equation. So that is y is equal to dx plus ez plus c. Okay, so from what we can see, so this is the general equation and this is the equation for the three-part tariff method also. If we remove this constant, that is the fixed amount to be charged, okay, so then that will become for the two-part tariff method. And if I remove this if I remove the maximum demand, okay, so then it will become y is equal to ez, and that will become the tariff rate for the block rate and step meter rate time. Okay, so all this, in this way, from the general equation we can find the different tariffs. That is, tariff means what, that is the cost, total cost of the energy consumption. Okay, so next is about the effect of plant type on the fixed elements. Okay, so fixed elements we know already, we have studied. So various types of fixed elements, they are the land, then building, equipment, installment of the machine. So all these are the fixed, then design and the planning. So these are the fixed elements. So what is the effect? So fixed element means they are not movable. Okay, and for any types of power plant, the fixed elements, they play a major role. And since each cost is added to the final cost of the product, that is electricity in case of the power plant. So when power plant is established, the first selection is the fixed element. Okay, so what are the cost? It includes the charges which depend upon the number of the customers, and the various costs which is considered. They are capital cost of secondary distribution system and depreciation cost, then taxes, interest on the capital cost. Okay, then second one is the cost of the inspection, maintenance of the distribution lines and the transformers. Then third one is about the cost of the labor which is required for the meter reading and office work. Then fourth one is the cost of the publicity. Okay, all these are the effects on the fixed elements. Okay, and if you see the what is the investor's profit. Okay, if the power plant is the public property, because that is in the case of India. In India, we know that major power plants, they are the public property. Then the customers will be the taxpayers to share the burden of the government. Okay, so whatever the charges will be there, that will be to the customers. And if there is the fuel rise and all, so that will be again put to the customers. And for this purpose, there is an item in the rates to cover taxes in place of the investors' profit. So that is, we will be having the certain rates of the taxes so that we can get the investors' profit. And the consumers, in the form of electric consumption bills, will pay these taxes. Okay, whatever the taxes are there, that will be paid by this consumers, because we will be using that electricity. Okay, so this amount, it is collected in 12 installment per year or 6 installment per year. Okay, so some of the that is monthly we will be paying that bills, or some of the states it will be twice, that is the in 2 months once we can pay the bill. And what the investor, he expects a satisfactory return on the capital investment, and the rate of profit, it varies according to the business conditions prevailing in the different localities. Okay, so investors, whatever investor is there, whether it is thermal power plant, nuclear power plant, so all they will be establishing the power plant. Okay, so they will be expecting some profit, and profit, again, this will depend upon the different business conditions. So thermal plant profit, it will be different than nuclear power plant, it will be different. Okay, and again, it will depend upon the different localities. Then if you adopt the following economical measures, so that can reduce the cost of the power generation. Okay, so normally for producing the power, the cost is very much high. So if we adapt some method, so we can reduce that thing. So first one is about the by reducing the initial investment. Okay, if we reduce the initial investment, that is our fixed cost. Okay, that is our fixed cost will be reduced. So our cost of power generation will be less. Then by selecting the generating units which is of adequate capacity, then by running the power plant at a maximum possible load factor. Okay, so what we have discussed this part, load factor. So load factor, it should be always high. So if we run the load factor at the high, so we can reduce the cost. Then by increasing the efficiency of the fuel burning devices. Okay, so if fuel burning devices, if we increase the efficiency, then what will happen? The cost, see the cost of the fuel, it will be reduced. And what we can do, fifth thing is that by simplifying the operation of the power plant, the fewer power operating man will be required. That is, we can reduce the labor cost also. Whatever the operation is there, it should be very simple, so that easily the laborers can operate. Then sixth is about the installing the power plant to the near load center. So wherever the load centers are there, the power plant should be nearer to that. So whatever that distribution, transmission and distribution losses are there, that will be less. That is due to this only we can reduce by reducing the transmission and distribution losses. So if we follow this methods, so what will happen? So we can reduce the cost of the power generation. Okay, so in this class, that is lecture, we have the discussion about the tariff methods. Okay, and tariff methods and the requirement of the tariff methods, then effect of the power plant on the cost of the power generation. Okay, so thank you very much, all of you.